Oh, hello, valued guest. It's time to announce the winners for Blackest Friday. But first, let's tell some tales that we heard along the way. Yithians in ugly sweaters and drunk uncles passing out in the middle of a gathering. We also learned that when you dynamite the rougarou, when you eat it afterwards, it tastes like turkey. Even Umordoth gets gifts during the holidays, and after opening his presents, what did he unwrap? But Lita Chantler. We also learned that sometimes you take a train to go meet Santa, but each train car starts to lose its magic as you ride along, so you have to get closer to the front to meet Santa. And as the train gets closer to Paris, you eventually start hearing the beautiful sounds of organ music, and it's the organist singing Christmas carols. And sometimes Krampus comes out and takes away your gifts if you were a very, very bad boy or girl. For the boys and girls that are really bad, they get locked in a campus where an evil experiment is running after them. But enough of the stories. Let's sing a song, and then we'll say a poem and finish this off.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season.
One thing I learned when reading all the amazing entries for this competition is that there is no Santa. Santa is really the king in yellow. Shocking, I know, but there's so many similarities, who can actually doubt that it's true? And now, a dreadful and melancholy poem from our winner of our Forgotten Age Blackest Friday competition, Tyler Lloyd. 'Twas the night of the Zealot, and all through my study, foul creatures were stirring, my floor became muddy. My flashlight was hung by the chimney with care, then the door on the wall suddenly wasn't there. I pulled up the rug, and a door I did find, while visions of elder gods danced in my mind. And Daisy with her tote bag, and I with my gun. Through attic and cellar, from the ghouls we did run. When out from the parlor there arose such a clatter, I sprang to the hall to see what was the matter. A strange arcane barrier appeared with a flash, but we somehow diffused it with a single great splash. Then our confusion, and more so our fright, we stumbled upon a most horrific sight. A menacing ghoul priest stood red-robed and all antlered, and behind it, torch-bearing, grim Lita Chantler. We battled the priest with machete and tome, then ran as the fire engulfed my dear home. Then Lita explained that a cult was to blame, so we searched through the town as she called them by name. Find Wolfman and Herman and Miss Devereaux. Find Peter, Dr. Turner, the hunter now go. From north side to south side, St. Mary's Hospital. From graveyard to campus, we much cast them all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when we met with the night gaunt, we took to the sky. So to each location we investigators flew, parleying with cultists with each precious clue. And then a twinkling, we heard the clock chime. The hour past midnight, we're all out of time! As we queried the cultists, we learned to our fright of a ritual to take place this very night. A bundle of weapons I flung on my back, and we entered the woods with no plan of attack. The forest was dark, and our paths soon were crossed. We searched in despair till I thought we were lost. Then the sound of dark chanting cut through the still night, and we followed it straight to the ritual site. The colt barred our way. I gritted my teeth. While the smoke it encircled their heads like a wreath, the last cultist fell with my knife in its belly, when through the eldritch portals appeared a great cosmic jelly. He was massive and noxious, the devourer below, and I screamed when I saw him in a sharp mental throw. But Daisy somehow managed to keep her head, reversing the ritual in spite of her dread. She spoke not a word, but went straight to her work, moving ritual components, then turned with a jerk. Umordoth reached out for her with a great slimy arm, but Lita and I fought to keep her from harm. The counterspell worked, Umordoth faded from view, falling back to black stars, while our world knit anew. But I heard him exclaim, ere we closed the last portals, Umordoth will return, so abandon hope, mortals. Ha ha! Now wasn't that just a wonderfully dreary and satisfyingly morbid tale? More like a poem. Oh, that was wonderful. Congratulations to our winner of Blackest Friday.